JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. October 31st, 2024, about 3:30 on this Halloween. Happy Halloween. I know you all want to go trick-or-treating. So you have 32 minutes to close. Sense my sarcasm. Take a look at the markets. A big pull today. And normally I try to get some hedges on breaks to support, but the names I'm in are actually kind of holding up a little bit. I mean, look at Fiverr, TravelZoo's kind of flat. Uh, and then some of these other names have been rough already. Win and SE, so I'm just waiting on those. So uh, to think maybe is this the start of a pull? I guess we'll find out this afternoon with Apple and Amazon. Jobs report tomorrow. So I mean, those are some things that either this could be the bottom. We hit 569.71, 570 or so. It looks like possibly the bounce point. At least for now, we got 30 minutes left. Um, or could it be the start of something? But if it is, I mean, so the Dow is only down 0.5%. Small caps are somewhat outperforming. The Nasdaq's down 2%. And the headlines, the same headlines we've seen day after day after day. Uh, Market is skittish because of rising yields. The 10-year continues to go up, and then it was the Microsoft and Meta earnings. But the Microsoft and Meta earnings were actually solid, strong reports. It just the cost issue, but the cost issue's been there. Scaling up in AI. I mean, Facebook sold off a couple quarters ago based on it. It was, it's always the headlines. Zuckerberg lost the most personal value in market history, billions of dollars. And then, a couple days ago, Meta's at all-time highs. It's always about the headlines and narrative and things that gets clicks and what have you. But the hit 570 or so on a SPY. Hopefully we can hold that into the close. Some decent earnings after the close with Apple and Amazon, alleviate some of the worries. And then the jobs report comes in, I would hope in line, right? If that's the case, then maybe this a workable bottom here. There is some other headlines hitting as well. You have Iran positioning missiles, I guess. Who knows what that looks like, retaliatory strike. So is that now we're gonna have tit for tat again? I don't think that'll be the case, but certainly something to pay attention to. Um, and the VIX was it was over 21 coming into today, then all the way up near 24, came back down. It's been high, elevated for a while already, so this doesn't really change much. So there's some other names, and first, of course, I'll talk really quick about Piton. Monster move today. I put it on the watch list this morning. You look at the earnings, and it's not like blow it out of the water kind of earnings, but it's signs that, hey, there's a turnaround, and that's all it needs. The little signs that it's a turnaround, and it could turn into a big turnaround, and I think the stock continues to head higher. Huge volume on the call side. I think it's 220,000 calls right now. Let's see, I can pull it up. 221,000 calls traded versus 37 puts. That doesn't mean all those are bullish trades. There can be some people selling to open, things like that, to either protect shorts or what have you. But still, I mean, to me, when you have that large a quantity, I mean, that's bullish. And then the other side, you see people saying, oh, they closed, they've been in since $3 or whatever. Hey, maybe that's the case. But to me, this is what you waited for, in my opinion. I mean, it's great to be up 100% if you got in right at the bottom, but I mean, to new CEO, raised margin and earnings and um, free cash flow guidance for 2025. I think that all bodes well. And then conservative. It wasn't like they said, oh, we're going to grow our member base 10% next quarter or whatever. They said, oh, pretty much flat, which to me leaves open the opportunity for beats and raises going forward. So that's kind of the thought process there. I locked some of my calls in for 100% and like 150% the November 15th, just because I wanted to get some profits out. And then I went and rolled into some January strikes. And you look, and I was actually looking at January 15s, but then the January 12s are starting to get a little less expensive. So I went and got those. So I'll hold those. And at some point, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or into next week, I'll look to close the last of my Novembers and just ride the Januaries kind of like stress-free. And not only you have the holiday season, in January you have, of course, New Year's resolutions and weight loss, and usually some of these stocks start to run. Well, I should say weight loss, right? GLP-1 drugs take care of that now, but exercise, being healthy. So typically you see some of these names run up into that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But that's Peloton. So that was pretty much the big trade. I would say the big trade today, but rest have been sitting on my hands. Fiverr's in the green all the way up to over $30 at 10:30, and now it's been chopping around here at 29.40. I'll just hold what I have for now, the freebies with profits, and then I'll wait maybe into next week or the week after before I add some more strikes. You had Needham. They did it yesterday. They came out and reiterated their neutral. I think it was neutral. No, buy rating, excuse me, $36 price target. Then just earlier, JMP Securities came out with their outperform rating, reiterating their outperform rating on Fiverr, raising their price target to 36 from 32. I think it overshoots 30, 36 at some point. So that's kind of Fiverr. That's Travel Zoo. That's Peloton. VKTX. GPCR is one of my top five stocks for 2020 for this year. I haven't traded in quite a bit of time, but they're going to announce they have three posters for Obesity Week starting Sunday, and they have I think three or four presentations. And some reason why you see the stock was up over 10% before, but it's at $40 here. That's a name that if there's two candidates that are buyout candidates, I think GPCR is one of them, and VKTX. So I was tempted to get some strikes to 50s or even the 55 November strikes look interesting on a risk reward basis, but maybe I'll wait. So, but don't be surprised if I add something tomorrow on GPCR, which, VKTX. I mean, unfortunately, I'd love to see it back over $75 here into the close. At some, is there going to be a buyout into Obesity Week pending the data? They're going to come out with the higher dosage. So they're not only the best in breed, but the adverse effects is the big issue with the GLP-1 drugs. If VKTX comes out with their, I think it's 80 milligram, 100 milligram dosage, and there's little to no adverse effects and really, solid benefits more so than the lower dosage rates, I mean, it's going to go to the moon. I say to the moon over, 105, $110, if not higher. And then you have the buyout premium will continue to creep in. So that's VKTX. I was actually looking at Lemonade this morning. I mean, it's got like a 30% short interest. You see a lot of these insurance names running, and I think Root was up. I don't even know why I think Root was up on Lemonade earnings. But if you take a look what's going on in this environment with the hurricanes, car insurance, you look around pretty much. I mean, if you live in the tri-state area, New Jersey has, I think, one of the highest insurance rates in the entire country. But everywhere you look, insurance rates on cars just alone are up 30%. You go down to Florida, they're pulling insurance from homeowners because they don't want the flooding and hurricanes and things like that. So Lemonade's a name. Oh, okay, did not know that. Lemonade's a name that, I mean, they're like the middle party, right? So that they're not taking, they're not paying out claims and things like that. They're getting customers, right? So I I almost look to get Lemonade. Goosehead used to be one of my top five stocks back in the day. That's at near all-time highs. What is it today? Goosehead, similar kind of business model. Lemonade's more on the online side. Goosehead's more of your customer service, right? Your person to person, brick and mortar. But anyway, I wish you know looked at Lemonade early, but actually when it was trading 25, I was actually looking at the November 30s, and then I think there were 50 cents. They went up to 70, and then it churned back down. But another name I'm kind of putting on radar because similar to what you saw with some of these lending company, lending club, lending tree, a firm's not really lending, SoFi, all these names have been on a tear because lower rates. And then, I mean, and now the 10 years going up, but that whole sector as a whole ran. And now you're starting to see, and Goosehead's already run quite a bit, but you've seen some of these other names in the insurance side really starting to go. And, one of my favorites, of course, Trupanion, which, where is Trupanion? Is it $60 yet? Oh, 55.35. One of these days. But that's my rant. I mean, today's the day, like, happy not to have loaded up on calls yesterday into the day. And then the ones that I did get, I was able to lock some in and some profits. Like, Dell, which I think Dell's going to get to 139 in the next week or two, but it's unfortunately it's going to succumb with the rest of the markets. It's just how it works, right? Unless it had some kind of catalyst, which was yesterday. It's going to be a tough one. So still like that one. I'm not sure I'll add anything just yet, but I'll just hold what I have considering I already locked some in. Clear Secure up there, it was in the green for most of most of the morning, $38 down here, 36.84, only down 1%. Booking.com had a monster earnings report. So the whole travel sector, another sector that I think just it's been on fire, will continue to be on fire. That's it, folks. I'll be back on audio later. Happy Halloween. Have a great day. Rock and roll.